So Womaness is I would say, women's wellness company specializing in menopause. And our mission is to modernize menopause through products, information, and inspiration. And we like to say that we're actually sparking menopositivity, which is a radiant outlook on life. That's really the overall attitude of the brand. But we're primarily a consumer products company, but we surround those products again with information or education and inspiration for women.
It's certainly at that time of a woman's life when she's going through it, she's looking for answers very quickly, and she wants, a source that she can trust. So I know community and education is a big part of your brand mission. I wonder if you could touch a little bit more on that.
We really believe in providing content that really helps kind of demystify menopause, provide, the needed information. We're not going to be going as deep as maybe a medical site, but we have access to a lot of, experts in the industry. So we're working with the Mayo Clinic. There's a doctor there that's been providing really incredible content for us. As well as some other experts in the industry, whether it's a pelvic floor expert or an expert on sleep or an expert on even happiness. So we're really trying to think about the woman's life holistically and provide a lot of information. The other thing is community. You mentioned how important community is. What we found is, women really do want to connect with other women. They want to hear their tips, their stories. They want to be inspired by, hearing what other women are going through. And again, not just about menopause, but really about midlife in its complete form. And so really providing that platform for, exchange of information, not only hear from experts, but hear from other women. So we're going to be highlighting a lot of women over the course of 2022 that just bring a lot of different perspectives from all walks of life.
There could be the perception that this is something niche or, something only a few women have to deal with or not a major issue whatsoever. But, in fact, it affects, I think, 50 million women at any given point in time. And that number is always, growing, if anything. So I'd love to hear a little bit more of your perspectives on just, who you're serving and what that group of women looks like.
Yeah, so I'll just touch on demographics first. So overall, as you said, 50 million women in the US alone are going through menopause. And, the average age in menopause is around 51. So that's obviously our sweet spot from our customer perspective based on our data. But what we've seen is that about 20% of our customers actually are 30s and early 40s. So menopause can start if a woman has a hysterectomy, she can go into menopause. Or sometimes if you have breast cancer, you're put into, you're put on medication to control your hormones more. And many women start to go through menopause, actually. And so, I'm not saying that's why we have this younger customer. I think there's also a movement towards the millennials wanting to be prepared. They might just like our product too, because it's good product. But 20% are in their 30s and early 40s, and then another 20% are over 65. So we're really excited about reaching this wide age demographic. But again, our average age is about 52. And, we're seeing all sorts of income levels shopping with us, again, because we're affordable. But I think psychographically, it's a woman who really is invested in her own well-being. And, she's in tune with her own body as much as she has time to be. So she's definitely very into self-care. She's into, working out, and I think a large piece of the population has been really investing in self-care, especially over COVID.
Any predictions or any thoughts over the next several years as this, continues to evolve, more telehealth, more resources for women? Just any other thoughts on kind of where the market might go from here?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's so much innovation happening even in women's health, in the product, even in the product side of the business. There's just whether it's at-home care, or like kind of like we are positioned as first line of defense. So before she even sees a doctor, products that are available at your Targets and your Walmarts of the world. So I think there's been a lot of explosion, and I know that from talking to the retailers, because, not only have they been interested in our brand, but they've also been saying how many other brands are popping up in the millennial space in particular. So, we know that there's going to be a lot more new brand entrants over the next 5 years. This younger generation, or this millennials, as they grow into midlife, they are going to demand better healthcare, better products, more open conversation. Like, there won't be such a thing around these taboo topics. I think they're really the generation that's breaking all the taboos. So, my generation still is kind of quiet about menopause. You almost have to give them permission to talk about it. But the younger generation, and talking, women in their late 30s and 40s, they're openly talking about it. So it's really going to be a generational shift over the next 5 years too.